And welcome to your general twin flame reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope everyone is doing amazing. So let's get right into your reading. Shall we start off with some channeled messages or should we save that for later? Okay, let's do some channeled messages from your twin flame. Channeled messages from your twin flame. Channeled messages from your twin flame. Okay, I'll just leave those there. We have the Queen of Voices, which is Queen of Swords. We have the Sun card. This card loves popping up in these readings. Even in the readings on Instagram. Six of Voices, Six of Swords. Okay, so your twin flame is saying that they've got you on their mind. There are like things going on in their life, but even though they have things going on in their life, like you're constantly on their mind. You're the one that gives them kind of like this, I don't know if the right word is reprieve, but I want to say like some kind of relief from their everyday life, from challenges that they may be experiencing. You're the one that is like this sigh of relief because when they think of you, they just feel better. Now, they may not be telling you this in person. They may not be texting you this, but this is how they feel about you. You are like the one thing that gives them like this comfort and like a sense of well-being. So they've got a lot going on, as you can see here. And they want you to know that they're realizing so many truths about themselves. But they're not that forthcoming in telling you this because they're having to process this. They're having to process, oh my gosh, this is the way I am. This is the way I am in how I show up in my life, at work, at my job, in my career, with my family, with my friends. And whether they're happy about it or not, they're having to process. I'm getting like they're beginning to see where they have been stuck. And it's like these, like everything is coming at them. So they're kind of giving you an idea of what they're dealing with. They're having to deal with themselves. They can't run away from who they are or what they were doing and how they were being, and especially when it comes to your connection. So if they couldn't see how they were with you, they're beginning to see and understand how they were with the rest of the world. And it hasn't been easy because, as you can see, she's kind of looking off into another direction. She's not really facing head on what she's coming to learn about herself, himself, themselves, whether they're male, female, or otherwise. It's this energy of, okay, I am realizing all these things about me, but I don't know if I can handle it. But the thing is, with the Queen, it's empowerment. It's meant to empower them. So their message to you is, I realize now more about myself being in separation from you, not communicating with you than ever. Because when you and I were connecting, when you and I were keeping in contact or texting every day or seeing each other every day, it was great. And it was also great because I was happy and I was distracted from having to deal with what I needed to focus on. And that was me. So they're saying, being apart from you is not what they wanted, but it was what was needed. The universe is constantly trying to awaken them. So they're like, yeah, it's not like I like not talking to you and being in separation. It's like the universe kind of forced me to have this time out so that I could deal with me and understand myself more. Because for some reason, it's easier for me to see when we're not together. It's harder for me to see when we're together because most of the times it's great. We're having a great time, we're interacting, but when we're not together, I'm forced to look at things. So your twin flame is basically giving you an update of what they've been having to deal with. And what I'm getting is, for the majority, they've been having to deal with themselves because at work, they're being confronted with themselves. In other relationships, they're being confronted with themselves. So your twin flame can't even run from themselves. And that in itself can be very, very overwhelming. Because let's face it, for most of us, why would we want to do that? Why would we want to be confronted with what isn't working within ourselves, right? So, Six of Swords is like they want you to know that things are getting better, but they're still having to heal parts of them because it keeps showing up. It showed up in your connection and it's showing up in their other connections. And that could be their connection to coworkers, it could be their connection to a neighbor, it could be a connection to money, connection to their health. So things are improving, but they're still keeping you at a distance because you see this, like they're connecting with you, but they're keeping you at a distance. This is them being confronted with all of their stuff and what's not working and how do I get it to work. So they still want you, but they're keeping you at a distance. And just as you are curious about them, they are just as curious about you. And if they can't find any answers, what do? Is then they distract themselves with life. But the message to you is that they haven't forgotten you. They're still connecting with you. They're just their head is down, trying to weather the storm of what they're experiencing. But I love the Sun card, as you know. It's one of my favorite cards. It's the happily ever after card, and I always see it as union. For your twin flame, union is still on the table, baby. And you're like, that's impossible, Jade, because I haven't heard from them in 20 years. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't heard from them in 2 weeks. Whatever the case is, in their heart, you are home to them. That has never changed despite their circumstances. So they want you to know that they still dream of being with you, still want to be with you. They're just not yet actively taking action today, as far as what we can see today. It could very well change in 2 hours. It can change in 2 days. It all depends on our choices, our decisions, and free will. We all have free will, and we each choose day by day whether we choose love or not, whether we choose twin flame or not, whether we choose to be happy or not, whatever the case is, we experience reality based on our choices. So right now, you are still what they want. They still want union. They're just dealing with themselves. And it is not easy. They're like, was I really this way to you? Was I really this way? Because they could never see it before. But being like outside of your connection, they can see. They can see. They are having like these realizations. And it's humbling them. They're like, not that they're saying this to you, but what I'm picking up from Six of Swords from this card is that they're being humbled because they've come to so many realizations that, you know, they couldn't see themselves before the way they see themselves now. And it is because they miss you, they long for you, their heart was broken or your heart was broken, that it has come to a point where they're in reflection. They're seeing themselves, they're seeing their own reflection. And if they're not liking it, they're like, oh my God, what was I doing? What was I thinking? So they're very much in their head. But the great thing is that they are realizing truths. Queen of Swords, cutting through what wasn't working for both of you in the connection, and coming to realize that it was both. It wasn't just you, it was them. So they're coming around, and their main message is, I get it. I get why you chose what you chose, but more importantly, I get why you feel the way you do and why you're making the choice of what you're making with regards to our connection. They're saying, I get it. I get you now. They couldn't get you before. There was too much hurt, too much like power struggle, that they didn't really get it until now. So they're getting it, which is great for you, because it's not like separation was just because you had a fight or an argument. Separation was what was needed for both of you to gain clarity on what wasn't working. So if they're seeing this, you as well are being encouraged or challenged to see what was not working on your end, because you're both mirrors, right? So if they're having all these realizations, it's because you too are having these realizations. So regardless of what it feels like in the 3D, there is forward movement because of all these realizations. Realizations essentially are like lessons, right? So lessons are being learned and your connection's moving forward. So they basically are saying, you know, I'm having to deal with myself, and it's pretty shitty. And you're like, I know, right? No, I'm just kidding. But they're understanding more of where you were coming from because they couldn't see it before. So they're dealing with themselves, they're learning the lessons, they want you to know this, and that's what they're up to. You're still the one that they want. You're still the one that they think of when they want their happily ever after. I don't really see anyone significant in the mix, because the significant person that they're having to deal with is themselves. So even if there are other people around them, or if it's someone significant, they're like, I can't deal with you right now. I'm dealing with this. So despite everything else, the Sun card is a beautiful energy supporting your connection. And what they want you to know is that the love is still there. The love never diminishes despite what is happening or not happening. The love is always there. So that's a channeled message. Let's see what else is going on in your connection. What else is going on in your connection? What else is going on in your connection? We have the Ten of Voices. We have the Empress. This comes up all the time on Instagram when I do my readings, like when I pull cards. Empress almost like daily. And then we have the Muse of Emotions, which is King of Cups. I'm liking these. So what's happening in your connection with the Ten of Swords? I even just hate saying the word, and I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago or the last reading. It's like the word betrayal. Energy, not that betrayal is happening, but your experience or their experience or your combined experience is that of betrayal. Like, they betrayed me, they took off on me, or guilt of betrayal, whatever the case is. And it's just like, why are we still having to deal with this? But what my guides always tell me is that healing is linear. Sorry, healing is not linear. So it's not like we heal and then we never have to deal with feelings of betrayal. So I should ask them to really explain to me why healing is non-linear. But what I'm getting is that we heal in layers like an onion. So we deal with one layer of feeling betrayed, and we're like, okay, I think I've come to terms. Then you're okay. You seem fine, like nothing's bothering you until you get triggered again, and then you go deeper into the deeper feelings of betrayal. Because betrayal is not just stemming from your twin flame connection, it's stemming from your previous relationships, growing up, childhood, past lives, whatever the case is. But I'm getting like still dealing with betrayal. But what I want to say is betrayal's not actually happening, but it's like the emotions are still rising to the surface. So it could even be like you're watching a movie and there's cheating happening. It triggers your old wounds, and then all of a sudden you're like, my twin flames cheating on me or betraying me or something. And it's not that it's actually happening, it's the trigger that is causing you to refeel all these feelings. So with the Empress and the King of Cups, it's like you're getting triggered by some betrayal, but it's not real. And it's coming up so that you can let it go. So whether you're experiencing this or they're experiencing it, it would make sense that it's a reason why things may not be going smoothly in your connection or causing separation or lack of communication, because either one of you or both of you are being triggered by betrayal. Because when you're triggered, like, it's real for you, and it's as if it, like, you're so hurt by it that it's like it's actually happening, but it's not. It doesn't mean your twin flame is actually betraying you. So the Empress and the King of Cups are very powerful energies that are kind of saying, this is not real. Your twin flame was not put on this earth to A, hurt you, or B, betray you. And you're like, well, it happened as pure as day. It happened. Okay, I get that. But what the universe is saying is that they weren't created to hurt you. You co-created something out of something that was needed, either to learn a lesson or to heal. And it's always to gain more enlightenment, more clarity, to learn the lessons, right? So what's happening is that you're overcoming these. And sometimes it's so real that we cannot rise above it and say, this is just a lesson for me. No, it hurts too much to see that it's a lesson. So what do? We just hang on to that resentment, like, you effing betrayed me. So the Empress is a beautiful energy that is coming in to nurture your connection, to allow the space for both of you to heal from your broken hearts, and to build a stronger foundation so that betrayal is not part of your equation anymore. So with the King of Cups, it's like getting to this place of emotional stability, healing, and security. So like, even if this is a big if, you were to ever experience betrayal again, you have learned so much and gained so much clarity and wisdom that you can see that it's not meant to hurt you, but you have a choice of seeing the truth in where it's coming from and why it's happening. I hope this is making sense, because I'm basically channeling. The Empress and the King of Cups is bringing your connection to a better place, a more secure place that is being built with a stronger foundation, because going into your connection, when you first met, you had all of these insecurities because of what happened to you in the past, whether it was, again, from previous relationships, whether you were betrayed in your childhood, whether you witnessed betrayal. Going into your connection, rebuilding it, there's no room for betrayal to be a part of the foundation, because we're healing from that. We're healing from that. And that typically is why twin flames stay in separation, because twin flames still haven't fully healed from feeling betrayed, from feeling resentful over being betrayed. So that's why twin flames are still in separation. But again, with the Empress and the King of Cups, so much support for you on your journey to reflect and go deep. Get into those onion layers and go deeper into letting go of that resentment and completely forgiving everyone that has betrayed you, not just your twin flame. So what I'm getting with this card is that even though you're feeling feelings of betrayal, the energies are keeping you connected. See, it's like you're almost like one person. You're back to back, you're touching, your heads are like, you're so close energetically, like your thoughts are almost like one, like they're identical. Because the universe is supporting that. The universe is supporting you with connection, to feel connected, because this energy of betrayal will just throw you out, as in like you're not even going to want to be near your twin flame connection. So the energies surrounding your connection are very healing, very supporting. They will cause you to feel like a deeper connection, even though there's nothing going on in the 3D. That's why you're like, what's going on? Like, do they even love me? Are they still in a situation? Like, why do I feel this way? It's because you are feeling how deep and close your connection is, even if you haven't talked to them. Okay, let's see where they are at on the journey. Where is your twin flame at? Let's get specifics. And I forgot to mention that we will be getting into an extended reading based on this, but we're going to go deeper into their intentions, their actions, and more of what they're not able to tell you. So where are they at? Where's your twin flame at? Okay, we have the Knight of Inspiration, the Awakening, and the Emperor. So I love this. I love that the Emperor, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, showing up in today's reading. It's like you're both showing up for the connection. Even if it doesn't feel like it, it's like they're showing up in the sense of, okay, they're learning the lessons, they're healing from their past, they're letting go of resentment, and so you're both experiencing the same thing. And oftentimes it's almost nearly impossible to do that while you're together. Because just think of two people going through their emotional storms. How are you going to support each other? How are you still going to love each other? How are you not going to be triggered by each other going through all this stuff emotionally? So that's why there's a nice timeout breather, so that it doesn't completely destroy a connection. So they're showing up for the connection, which means they're doing whatever they need to do on their part, on their end, to be in this connection with you. And the Judgment, or here it says Awakening, is literally because they are awakening. They are having spiritual awakening. Your connection is a twin flame connection because it's a spiritual connection. Your twin flame is your spiritual divine counterpart. So, say if you have been on your spiritual journey, but they have been somewhat, their spiritual journey has been non-existent, they are awakening now and having to deal with questioning everything, because they're like all of a sudden seeing themselves as wanting to understand deeper themselves as a spiritual being. So they're seeking for answers, they're seeking enlightenment, they're seeking connection from source and to source. So they're having massive awakening, and that can be very scary for a lot of us. So to be in a relationship with you, it's like, it's so nice to be in a connection with someone when you're at peace and you're calm and you can enjoy your relationship and enjoy the company of your person. But if you're going through all of this massive awakening, sometimes the last thing you can think about is another person. So they're showing up for the connection, but they're in a spiritual sense, but maybe not in the physical sense yet. But the Knight of Wands is not to say, like, they want to come charging because you're their person. And whenever they hear of, other people maybe like experiencing true love or getting married or settling down or having their person with them, they're like, well, I want that. Of course, everyone does. We all do. But if you're so like in this having to deal with your own personal awakening, it's hard to maintain a connection when you're questioning everything. You're questioning life. You're questioning who you are. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel horrible? Like, it's hard to deal with everything. So it's like your twin flame connection gets put on a lower priority. Not to say that they don't love you, not to say that you aren't their priority, but they have to get themselves in a good place mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, whatever the case is. They have to be in a good space to maintain harmony with you. Because if they're in chaos, that's a good thing for you. You don't want to be around them when they're dealing with chaos, right? And vice versa. If you're going through massive shifts and massive awakening, and your emotions are somewhat like stormy, the last thing you want is to pull them into that. It's like, no, let's not do that. It's the last thing we need. We need to take care of ourselves first. And then when both twin flames do that, you can harmoniously, I can't even speak, harmoniously come into union long term. You can enjoy your connection in a healthy way, because perhaps this is all happening because how you were both in your connection was unhealthy, and perhaps, may I add, in a most loving way, toxic. And this is not just to pinpoint whoever's watching, because we're all toxic. There's not one person on earth who is exempt from toxicity. Why? Because we are born into a toxic environment. However, consciousness has the capability of shifting us into a higher vibration where it's not toxic. And that's what the ascended masters have done. And that's what they show us is possible for us humans. It's possible to ascend to higher levels of consciousness where it's not toxic. But when we're born into our families or into situations, there is toxicity there that we cannot avoid. Okay, try and keep it on track here. So that's where they are. Like, this is like they want to come running to you. You are home. When they're going through their chaos, they think of you and they just want to come running to you to feel better. But they won't, because a part of them, the wise part of them, knows that they're not going to pull you into their space when they're not completely in a good space. But we do that sometimes. If you're going through a lot, then you tend to pull in whoever you can, because it can be scary when we're faced with ourselves. Okay, so I hope that explains where they are. Okay. So let's make sure we're recording. Okay, so what's the guidance for you? Like, what are you supposed to do? Knowing this, knowing that the connection is still there, knowing that they still love you, knowing that, you know, they're going through stuff, you might be going through the same thing. Like, what do you do with your twin flame connection? What's the guidance? Queen of Inspiration, Ace of Emotion, and the Star card. So the guidance for you is Ace of Emotions is Ace of Cups. The universe is reminding you that you are deserving of all the love. All the love. You are deserving and worthy of love. So to always remember that despite what is happening in your life, in your relationship, in your twin flame connection, first and foremost, remember that you are worthy of love. And in your worthiness, to cultivate this self-love. Because again, we are born into an environment where we are conditioned, or the experience is, okay, you derive love from, you know, the parents who conceived you and who you were born into, or otherwise people that were to take care of you, caregivers, family, whatever situation you were in, like we were taught to, that's who we get love from. We're never shown that we are able to love ourselves. It's very rare, but in most cases, we're taught that we derive love from outside of us. The universe is saying, learn and cultivate self-love, because then, no matter what is happening to you in any area of life, you are going to be well taken care of, not only by yourself, but with the support of the universe. When we love ourselves completely, we automatically feel that support from a higher source, from the divine, from the universe, from God, or whatever it is that you believe in. We derive that support easily, readily, because we have self-love. When we don't know how to love ourselves, we feel very disconnected, very unsupported, very alone, very isolated. But when you have a divine connection with yourself, you're able to develop a connection with the universe. So the universe is saying, get all that settled first, because then it's so much easier to connect and remain connected with your twin flame. If we're not connecting with our twin flame, it's because we have disconnected from self and disconnected from source. Well, if you consider it as self, as being source, then you've disconnected from self. So the universe is saying, like, get that connection going. Reconnect to that, to yourself, reconnect within. Because then everything else is easier. Your connection to the universe, your connection to your twin flame, the trust will be there. Through self-love, you're able to develop trust within yourself and trust to the universe, and trust will automatically be there for your twin flame. Because also, when you trust your twin flame trusts you. So the universe is like saying, all of this has to be worked on and developed in preparation for union. Queen of Wands. This is a card of empowerment, of creativity, of business, entrepreneurship. Did I say creativity? So whether you're male or female, you have a divine purpose that you need to bring your awareness to. And even if it is just like being a loving parent, bringing forth children into the world, children for the future, that's a very important role. Even if it's just a business owner who is very consciously aware of the needs of the planet, the needs of others, providing product or service, being aware of your divine purpose is what is needed, because the lack of awareness is why we don't experience true empowerment and true fulfillment, and to the extent true success. So we all want to be successful, right? But if we're not bringing in the awareness of, okay, this is my purpose, I am serving my fellow humanity, I'm serving the planet with what I'm doing, and that is you being in true alignment with you, not even with your purpose. Because when you are in alignment with you, whatever you do becomes your purpose. Whatever you enjoy, whatever you're doing, whatever you're putting your energy and focus into, that's your purpose. But without your alignment with your divine being, you can't be in alignment with your divine purpose. When you are in line with your divine being, you are automatically doing your purpose. So this is what the Queen of Wands is saying to you, because that is also why twin flames are in separation, because they're not bringing awareness to their divine purpose. And a lot of the times, twin flames share similar purpose or similar fields or similar desire to fulfill something in the world, to be of service. So when you're in alignment and your twin flame is in alignment, boom, that's like magnetizing the both of you, because then you're ready to bring your shared divine purpose even further into the world, or even like more into the world. Yeah, because maybe that's what you're meant to work on now, the awareness, because what you're doing now is a beautiful service to the world, whether it's a service or a product that is needed or something that benefits others. Great. But when you have the awareness of, I am being of service, then your twin flame can do the same, and they can be in alignment with their highest self. And then you're both ready to combine your forces for the greater good, because that's really what the universe is supporting us for, is to be in alignment, to uplift and better our world. And what better way than to join forces with your twin flame? So if you guys aren't even remotely there yet, that's okay. That's what separation is for. And you're like, well, my twin flame and I are on purpose. We know what our divine purpose is. Then there's other reasons that are holding you both back. It could be a toxicity thing that is repelling you both. It could be old patterns. There's a lot of stuff of why, twin flames aren't in union, but it's always on the road getting there. So no matter where you're at, you're always in the direction of union, because that's what life is. Life is about growing and evolving and like coming home, like coming back to source. So that's what the journey is. And part of that journey home is your union. And then you both travel home to that bliss, that joy, happiness, fulfillment, euphoria, ecstasy, everything that is possible for us and you and everyone. Did I go veer off too much? I hope not. Sometimes I can't even hear myself what I'm saying. No, I can, but because I'm channeling, it's like, what did I just say? I don't know. Just kidding. What's coming up for you in your twin flame? What's coming up for you in your twin flame? 7 of Wands, huh? What's that about? Seven of Wands. What's coming up for you guys? Tower, 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Well, I'm loving the 10 of Cups because, yay, fulfillment. And I'm hearing emotional fulfillment. You're both getting to a place of being able to experience emotional fulfillment, whether that may still be in separation. And that usually is the case. Because how could we possibly experience emotional fulfillment with our twin flame if we can't even experience it by ourselves or, in separation? So emotional fulfillment is on the way for twin flames. And if it's typically to experience it first before union. But what it means is that when you experience it in separation, union isn't far behind. Because fulfillment attracts fulfillment. So if you're fulfilled in your life, you're a magnet for union. Keep in mind, when you're fulfilled, it helps your twin flame to find fulfillment in their life. But if one of you is fulfilled and the other one is still trying to get there, or they may be even fighting to be happy and fulfilled, then it's not a match, right? Vibrationally, you're not a match. That's basically a main reason why twin flames are in separation, because vibrationally, you're not a match. So the goal is to get as fulfilled as you can. And that's what the 10 of Cups is. Fulfillment for you, not just emotionally, but feeling secure and happy in other areas of life. So if there's one area in your life that you're like, I'm not fulfilled there yet, then let's get going. Like chop, chop, because you're meant to have fulfillment there. The Tower card is, I want to say, like, the old ways are, sorry, it's a hair on my lip, or fur, Bestie's fur, Bestie the cat. I want to say, because this is combined with the 10 of Cups, what is crumbling are old ways in your life. And it's not negative. It's to make way for new. So if you've had a situation, let's say even a job, and it feels like, oh my gosh, like the company fell apart and now I don't have a job. So I'm using this as an example to see it as a positive thing, because that was something that needed to happen, because it was not meant to continue, right? So for you, it's being okay to let that go, because new is being built for you. New. Something more fulfilling is meant for you. And so this has been the message for you. You just may not have been paying attention to it because you were focused on keeping that job. But now that the job has literally crumbled away, again, this is an example, then it gives you room to find what truly fulfills you. So not to be alarmed or panicked if something in your life is crumbling, just to allow it to go with love and be like, okay, well, that's how it was in the past, but I am being shown a new way to find fulfillment, because that fulfillment will bring me to union. That fulfillment will bring me to more fulfillment. So not to be alarmed when these things fall apart. It's almost the universe saying, expect this to happen. and not to see it in a bad way, to see it as this is your opportunity for fulfillment. The Seven of Wands, I want to say, is I keep hearing, what is the word? Competition or competing or like defending something. So it's weird because I'm hearing defending your worth. If you're in a situation, in any situation, in any area of life where you feel like you aren't being valued, the universe is saying these are opportunities that are happening for you to value your worth. So you are freeing yourself from situations that don't reflect that. So all of this is showing like the old, out with the old, because you are meant for fulfillment. Out with the old. You're almost at a point where I'm done with that anyway. I don't like feeling this way anymore. I'm happy this is gone, kind of thing. Because see how you're pushing, it's like I need to value me. You're pushing what doesn't serve you so that you can be like, I know what I'm worth. So situations, people, relationships, environments, you're like, I need to do this for me. And again, what will that lead you to? Fulfillment. Because you're finally doing things that honor your worth. So you're not going to find yourself in situations where it is, I don't want to say like a waste of time and energy, because like in the highest sense, it's never a waste. It's never a waste. It's more of like the awareness of I want to be in a different situation because I value and I feel that I value myself, kind of thing, more. And it may look selfish to others, but it's not for them. It's not for you to worry about what anyone else thinks. It's about you being fulfilled, because no one else is going to say, okay, you know what, Jade, I'm going to do all this stuff for you so you feel fulfilled. No one's going to say that. We have to work on finding fulfillment ourselves. And that's what's coming up for you. But it's all good. Because of the Ten of Cups, you will have the fulfillment that you want, or that you may have forgotten that you want. But it's there for you. The universe is saying it's here for you. So take the steps to get into that vibration, step into your power, step into a vibration of fulfillment, because that is truly what is meant for you and what is happening for you and what the universe is supporting for you now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not in 2 years, today, now. The universe is like, step into this vibration that is here for you now, because that's what you're going to experience as what's coming up. So that is amazing. This is amazing. It gives us clarity on why the heck we're in separation, on what we have to look for, what we have to deal with while in separation, because it's all leading to union. Everything is a step for you towards your union. So the universe is saying, you have the support. So it's whether or not you choose it or not, or choose to receive it, or choose to accept it, the support is always there. And it just all depends on what we're choosing each and every moment. So choose well, choose wisely, because this is for you. You are choosing for you. You're not choosing for anyone else. You are choosing for you and your fulfillment and your growth, your happiness. So yeah, it may feel like maybe selfishness, but it's because we're not taught how to fulfill our own needs first, or self-love. So it's gonna feel different. It might even feel weird. But weird is good. Weird is okay. We're open to it. We're here for it because it will bring us closer to what feels like fulfillment. And so we navigate our way to get there. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please do follow my account on Instagram where I give, guidance. And please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so very much. Please do book your twin flame reading while I am still able to do them. The universe is always guiding us on pathways, so please do take advantage of booking your twin flame reading with me. I would be so honored to bring the guidance, clarity that you're looking for. But if not, if this is where we leave off again, I am so thankful to you for being here, for allowing me to share this time and space with you. Do click on the link below and join me in the extended. So again, thank you all so very much. And until next time, I'm wishing you so much more love and peace.